we have our tagline for this vlog entry. So it's all about what we want to talk about. Okay. So yeah, so treasure hunter in this space, and yeah, we could figure out what, and maybe it could be that the reason we know it's in this space is because there was some uncovered, group of people who were, in maybe the turn of the century who were torturing people, and they were hoarding devices like this, and then that's why.
Going back to what Foxy was saying, it's debatable, but it seems to me that possibly this information should come out. I mean, because this is interesting to me right now.
Yeah.
And without that information, it's just, I don't understand. Yeah.
Right.
I also think that maybe one of the characters should have be in some way still involved in this kind of culture.
Right. Actually, that's a really good idea. Like, what we can have is, like, one of the people could be searching for it, and one of the people, unbeknownst to him, is actually, he wants it to, he thinks that it's intellectually interesting, historically interesting, and he wants to sell it, and he thinks he might make a lot of money off of it.
I'm like the bad guy from Indiana Jones.
Yeah, but it could be, but there could be a worse guy. There could be someone who wants it because they love this culture and they want to use it for them, as a device for themselves, in this underground society. Maybe, I don't know. There are other ways. Okay, and so the other thing is why. So the one thing we want to hit is why did it come to this space, right? And is the other issue of who brought it there and why they brought it there? I guess, is that as interesting?
Well, how it came there, and then who bought it, who and who was inhabiting that space before it was abandoned.
So
and what happened to them.
So when does the supernatural element come in? Because this is totally this is okay, now we're in a treasure hunt thing. So
well, no, we're not. I mean, this is it's not really a treasure hunt.
No, but it is. I mean, that's good. Yeah. It is.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, but it makes sense. I mean, because it's.
Three people are here to retrieve this thing.
That's true. Well, we're not there to retrieve it.
But it's an interesting treasure to me. Which is
you can't just kind of get it.
Are we there to retrieve it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's an interesting treasure.
We're there to move it, take it?
Because it brings out this dark side.
Okay.
That,
it is. It's great.
There's a lot of possibilities with who brought it there and why is it there, and then why does the treasure hunters want it, or So that needs to be part of the script.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe not right away, but maybe act break. Somewhere between the first and second act or something.
Right. So then I guess the aspect of supernatural is always, I guess the leap of faith part that you have to take in any movie. So. Yeah,
and that's a huge thing.
Could we, whatever's threatening us on the outside, can we be a little more instead of maybe having it definitely be a creature with the green slime, could we have it not know yet, whether it's a creature or a person or people?
Right.
Is that possible?
Yeah, that's better. Why don't we just have it be people?
Yeah.
Or people or not people.
Who are not people? We don't really know.
We don't know.
But there are definitely people out there.
Yeah. That's absolutely people.
Instead of a creature.
On some level, more like The Descent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
They could actually be human beings, or they could be, dead. We don't know.
Exactly.
We don't know what they are.
Yeah. So essentially,
not zombies though, because you've done
no zombies,
twice.
please.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, I don't watch a lot of those kinds of movies, but real is always scarier.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
real is always
as soon as you put something that's not real, then you kind of take away that what if this could happen to me, or what if it's just that's just my opinion.
I agree.
Well, then what we can do is
serial killers are much
actually,
more scary.
Here's something that works. Here's something that works even better. Here's something that works even better than the whole supernatural thing. Here's what we'll do. Why don't you guys have been there? You went down there, and then something else came there, or it might have come from
or
the outside.
Or maybe they're still there and we just didn't know.
Well, no, I think the idea of maybe someone was there or something. So you weren't expecting something else to be there. Maybe that's where the fear comes from.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something else that's in there that some other people were there or something, and they are chasing you. Now you're stuck in this room, and you don't know who these people are.
So wait, let's get back to your landmark. So we have this device, this thing, the Catherine wheel. So that's the first landmark that you're really that's crucial for you.
No, it's not actually. That's not the landmarks are more on a the main points of the movie that I want to make are these. Like, first, it's the idea of someone who's just has had a dream all their life and has wanted to do something, and it's their passion to follow this thing through. So and the idea that even if they're searching for something and you want to do something all your life, you think that you're destined to do this, it turns out that it's probably not going to happen. You get to the end of your life, you get to the end of things, you had these dreams, you wanted to do these things, and it turns out it's not going to happen. So
there's different ways people approach that, though. I mean, some people are destined or have convinced themselves that that's what they do, that's what they're going to do, and there's other people that arrive at it at a very different nature, which is, maybe they're at an all-time low, or maybe they just something happens in life that triggers that. So what? And I guess we're speaking of my character.
Yeah.
So what kind of?
Your character is someone who's just
It's something always.
Something just fascinated, like obsessed with ever since you were a kid. And then and you're just and maybe you have been searching for all your life. Maybe or maybe you've just come to the realization recently you've covered some things like, oh, I used to think about that as a kid all the time. Now it's something I've always really been thinking about. I'm really going to do it. And now you've got these other people there to do it with you, and you're like, hey, you guys want to help me with this and do that.
Yeah.
And you've made a lot of sacrifices. If you've done other things, you've decided, oh, this is the thing I want to do. I think this is something cool. This is essentially how you define your life. And and now you think you're going to culminate and actually succeed, and you were really happy. You're really excited. This is great. Really hopeful. And then all of a sudden it turns out. It was.
So it was Joe's idea.
Yeah, it was Joe's idea.
Okay, so let's start from there. It's Joe's idea.
So what other landmarks are important to you that are included in the script? So there's someone that wants to fulfill this mission that they've been dreaming about their whole lives, and they have the people, the support to do that.
Right.
So that's one point that's important to you.
The other point is that the idea that all the dreams or whatever, his goal is something that he wants to do, but other people are along for the ride, but they really don't care as much. So the idea that individuals' desires and dreams really only matter to that person, and when you step aside, it doesn't really matter to anyone else. The idea that we all search and go for things. And at the end, it's all irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It's all, but it's that dream and passion that drives us. The concept of those are the main ones for Joe.
Which is an interesting theme. I mean, that's something that you don't see very often, and it's a huge part of life. People at the end of the day really just are concerned with what they're doing, and
right.
I don't really listen to Zach when he's talking. I just think about what I want to do.
Now Zach's sort of motivation here, and some level it's supernatural, but it can be brought. We can bring it some other way. Is the idea of the concept of this sort of the